Live from the big top of bad theology. It's the roast of cult leaders who can't handle consequences. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NIFB Circus Spectacular, where the doctrine is fake, the abuse is real, and the theology is held together with extension cords and gaslighting. We are not in the ring. We're not in the cage. We're not juggling flaming rods of wrath. We're in the stands with popcorn safe, smiling and watching the world's saddest clown parade. And now, the main act. Step right up and witness the mystery of how can this many adults be this stupid without falling over? You've got Steven Anderson, the pastor so full of pride he tried to start a church and ended up founding a full-blown theological trauma factory disguised as a homeschool. He's the ringleader of this sad little spiritual circus, yelling from a stage with one chair in an abandoned theater like a doomsday prophet who lost his staff in the divorce. Hell will freeze over before I apologize to my kids. Don't worry, Stephen. With your spiritual temperature, hell's already got a thin layer of frost. And if it ever snows in the lake of fire, it'll be because one of your sons launched a glitter bomb into it wearing knee-high socks and a choker. Let's talk about the congregation. The audience of delusion. These are the people who looked at Stephen's life. Kids estranged. Wife in control of everything. Church relocated from bold preacher to least strip mall sadness. Public humiliation on every platform known to mankind. And still went, I want that for my family! At this point, following Steven Anderson is like buying a boat from the Titanic's head engineer. Let's not forget Zsuzsanna, who ran the household like she was managing an angry prison kitchen. Her parenting style was like Gordon Ramsay if he screamed at toddlers and threatened to kill hamsters. And now, even her grandkids cry when she holds them. That's not maternal instinct, that's a trauma response with petticoats. And then, floating in from the wings, we have Mr. 80-time cheater guy. Not a preacher, not a prophet, just another broken soul that these clowns defend because, hey, abuse is fine as long as it's wrapped in a tie and a King James Bible. The guy allegedly did coke, cheated enough times to fill a confession hotline, and still got defended by the same folks who call you a heretic for letting your wife wear jeans. And now the newest trick in the tent. Marital rape doesn't exist. Because of course it doesn't. In clown world, consent is just a liberal conspiracy. Sure, Song of Solomon, 1 Corinthians 7, and actual human decency all suggest mutual love and willingness matter. But no, if you're married, it's open season, right? Which is weird because Joseph said no, David had options. Even Jesus said nothing about forced sex. But sure, go off, NIFB! Nothing screams Christ-like like institutionalizing marital coercion while crying persecution because people don't want to visit your prophet's bedroom with a post-jogging shower. Let's take a quick intermission and check in on the Anderson fan club. These are the folks still riding the just a spanking express straight into oblivion. These people watched an entire family unravel like a thrift store sweater and said, must have been the thread, let me try that next! They didn't just ignore the collapse, they pre-ordered tickets to the sequel. How could this happen to me? I don't know, maybe because you followed a man who built his legacy on violence, pride, and a complete inability to introspect. You know what's hilarious? These people think they're countercultural warriors, but they're not warriors, they're emotional hoarders. They hold on to shame, guilt, outdated commentaries, and parenting tactics that belong in The Hague. And when their kids finally get free and expose the truth, why would they say such things? Because genius, they were there. They survived it. And you won't. Let's do a quick timeline of the Anderson era. Preaches hatred. Becomes famous on YouTube for being edgy. Builds a church. Builds a cult. Gets famous for being a jerk. Loses control. Kids speak up. Church splits. Friends abandon ship. Starts crying on live streams. Opens a prophet's bedroom in a used theater. Gets roasted by survivors in drag. Tries to win sympathy by doxing relatives. Still can't apologize. And these clowns still think he's blessed. Buddy, if this is blessed, then Job was on a tropical vacation. And here's the kicker. We're not even mad. We're laughing. Because nothing destroys a narcissist faster than mockery. They can survive persecution. They can survive exposure. But they cannot survive being laughed at. You can see it in their faces. Every meme, every quote, every sarcastic reply hits harder than any courtroom verdict. Because deep down, they know the circus is over. They know the lights are off. And they're the last clowns left standing on a stage no one respects anymore. Final thought, before we send the tent back to hell. If you're still following Steven Anderson and his clown parade, you're not just wrong. You're volunteering to be the next viral humiliation. So go ahead, keep preaching, keep justifying, keep quoting half a verse while your kid's in therapy writing, "My dad was the pastor and I'm still in recovery." Because the rest of us, we're in the crowd with popcorn, safe, laughing, and never going back in the tent. Thank you, I've been Lionel, your host. Stay clean, stay sharp, and remember, just because someone calls it bold preaching doesn't mean it isn't just a midlife crisis in a pulpit.